Radical cars are built in the United Kingdom, where I'm originally from. They are a sports prototype car. Depending on which car that you actually get, they're going to have, with the 1340 and 1500 SR3 cars, they are motorcycle derived engines. The SR10 uses a bit of a larger engine, so it's using a Ford EcoBoost derived engine. All of them are prepared and built by Radical themselves, but a few different combinations of cars. But high downforce, slicks and wings, yeah, cheap way to go sports prototype racing. Quite different characters depending on the car that you drive. So, the entry level car at the pro racing level, the 1340, very easy to drive, high speed, very nimble, very agile. Not a huge amount of power, so it's a really good gateway into racing this type of car. You don't have to deal with too much of the horsepower, and you can really focus on the kind of more high-speed stuff. Get used to driving a car in some of the higher speed corners. Moving up to the 1500, this car, a bit more horsepower to deal with. Definitely have to manhandle it a little bit more. And then the big boy, the SR10, that car is much more reminiscent of an older sports prototype car. It's got a bit more inertia, a bit more weight with that larger EcoBoost engine, much more horsepower, obviously, edging towards 500 brake horsepower. So for a car of its size and its weight, it's extremely fast car. Very probably the best bang for your buck horsepower and speed-wise that you can get on the market at the moment. You can also go club racing in it, so SCCA, NASA, there's possibilities that you can go race in various different classes. They'll find somewhere for you to go race, and you've got a good progression from the 1340 to the 1500, that you can start out in 1340 and have a car that is very agreeable, very easy to drive, and very confidence inspiring to drive at a high rate of speed. You can then move up into 1500. Certainly the car's a bit more challenging. The competition probably going to get a little bit more challenging. And then if you're really brave, you can get yourself an SR10 and smoke anyone on the track, really. Great community as well. The Radical Cup North America that I coach in. It's a great community to be a part of. Really, really tight racing. Very, very competitive. Professional level racing, but a really, really good community. If you want to go and jump in an SR10, if you're that brave, that is a car that is, I would say, very, very challenging to drive. Physically, it's challenging. It's extremely fast. If you get a dialed-in SR10, there's really not much in the market that is going to be faster than that around a circuit, and certainly not for the cost per second or cost per mile, but certainly very challenging to drive. The 1340 car is absolutely a car that a complete novice, you could jump in that. I guess trying to secure a bit of job security for myself and other people in the industry, I would always recommend you go with an established team. You have a driver coach. Obviously, this is where this is starting to go upwards in your costs. But for a basic race weekend, you're going to be looking, very easily one set of new tyres. The cars are very good at not burning rubber off. They're very light. You could easily get through, a club racing weekend on one set of tyres. Pro racing weekend, you're going to go through at least 4 sets of tyres. But even the 1340 car, there are a lot of people that run those cars completely on their own. They're dragging their own trailer with a truck. There's really great support from Radical. They'll help you along the way. If you need some help with actually setting the car up. But it is a serious racing car. Even the 1340 car, you can achieve a pretty stout lap time around here at NCM. I think certainly there's a window for this car to do close to a 2-minute dead. You'd have to be really, really pushing on. But it's not really an intimidating car to drive because it doesn't have a huge amount of horsepower, but it has a lot of grip. So it's very, very confidence inspiring. So starting out on a 1340, and then if that is not challenging enough for you, you can, try and race against some of the more experienced guys and come racing Radical Cup North America in a 1500. And that's certainly where things start to get a little bit more challenging, a little bit trickier. Again, still a very confidence-inspiring car, but that little bit more horsepower certainly makes things a bit more difficult. But the 1340 car and the 1500, aerodynamically, suspension geometry, tire, everything is exactly the same. You're just adding a little bit more horsepower to deal with.
Support brands who support Grassroots Motorsports. Get your chemical solutions from CRC Industries. To learn more, visit crcindustries.com. Want to see more content like this? Make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video. And for more information, visit us online at grassrootsmotorsports.com.